Make sure you guys check out our channel partner, Supps. Go to gamersupps.gg and use code ZAK for 10% off. Keto friendly, 0 cal, 0 carbs, 0 sugar. I drink it to keep myself going, to keep myself energized. Check them out. Gamersupps.gg. Use code ZAK. I am drinking their new, I think it's pronounced waifu or waifu candy. It's like drinking cotton candy. It's amazing. It's so good. I told you guys I love that melon flavor, and I'm sorry, but melon, you have taken a second place. Move over. The candy is here. Check them out. Gamersupps.gg. Code ZAK. We're gonna get started after this. Good evening, everyone. There they are, the TCL 20S. And the TCL 20S... Sorry, hold on, excuse me. It's a live show. Oops. Let's try it again. The TCL 20S. The TCL 20SE. I've also got the Pro around here too. Hey, check this out, everybody. So we got camera 1. Camera 2 is a little bit different. As you guys can see here, we're a little zoomed in. It's a lot better clarity and everything like that. I think this will be a better experience for all you guys. We're still testing some things out here. Camera 3, hello. Camera 3, this ultra wide. This is the one that was sent to me from a fellow tech tuber, creator, person I look up to, friend of mine. It's a big, heavy A7 II camera with a Reconin, I think it's Reconin 14mm lens. It's a huge piece of glass. And this was actually the camera that was hanging here. And I don't have a proper like rig, you know, to kind of to support this huge piece of glass here. It's not this one. This is camera 1 right here. This is camera 1 right here. But this one right here, I'm pointing at this guy's right here. It was heavy, so we switched things up. And of course we have the iPad. Hello, iPad. So camera 1. Camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4. I hope I'm coming through loud and clear for you guys. It seems like everything's good. I'm going to turn down this music just a little bit. I hope you guys are all doing good. Hope you guys are all doing well. First of all, before we get started here, I want to give a quick shout out and a quick thank you to StreamYard, our channel streaming supplier, sponsor. They're powering us here. So easy to use. Check them out, StreamYard.com. You pick a microphone, you pick a microphone, you pick a camera, and away you go. You do it all through your browser. There's no software to download. They make it super simple, and you can stream to multiple locations. So for example, tonight, we're on YouTube, we're also on Twitter, and we're also on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. So we're on Facebook tonight, this stream right now. We're on Twitter, and we're on YouTube. Let me know in the chat where you're coming from. I can definitely see where the comments are coming from. But definitely, people, check them out, StreamYard.com. Link is down in the description. Thanks again to them for taking care of us here at ZAKtalks TECH. Appreciate it. All right. You guys know how we do this. If you're new here, we always say hi to the chat. I say hi to the people because the people are what make this thing going. It's why I do it. It's for the people. We got BG Tech Life. How you doing? We got Joseph Hardison. How you doing? Brett Schultz. Don Coven. Now, if you guys are watching the chat replay, if you're seeing the replay of this, the chat replay, you'll see that Don's name is in green in the chat replay. That means he's a channel member, and you can also become a channel member. It's completely optional, but you get a different emoji next to your name depending on how long you've been here. You get custom emojis that you guys saw there at the pin to the top, and a couple extra perks and whatnot. It's just a way to extra support the channel and say your thank yous and help us out here. We also do private streams and everything like that, and follow you on socials and all that kind of stuff. But again, completely optional. You do not have to, but thank you to the channel members. Also, Ace Rocks Tech, also a fellow tech tuber. He brought out a video recently. I definitely, it's on my to watch list tonight, Ace, so I'm definitely gonna be watching that. So make sure you guys check out Ace and what he's doing over there. But again, thank you, Ace, for supporting us here. Really appreciate you, buddy. Just a quick shout out again. I told you guys I was drinking the new Waifu. I think it's pronounced Waifu Candy flavor from Gamer Supps. This stuff is it's so good. It's like drinking cotton candy. It's such a summer taste. And actually, if you have a soda stream, I've been mixing like half soda water and then half regular water and just stirring it up, and it's like drinking a pop. Or a soda wherever you're from. Some people just call them Cokes. They call everything Cokes. But this has been amazing. And I actually I don't know if I mixed my mixer here, but make sure if you guys get something from GamerSupps, you use my code ZAK, 10% off. They have starter kits that that will get you with some samples and things like that, and they also give away free samples as well. So whenever you place an order with GamerSupps, make sure you click the add to cart for $0, the free samples, and you'll get a bunch of like these things right here, these little packets right here, and these are each good for like 1 or 2 drinks kind of thing, right? And just add 16 ounces of water. Where you go, yeah. When you go, you don't have to use their shaker either. I mean, they just have really cool shakers. I dig this. I mean, I don't lose this. You can't. It's my colors. I like hot pink. And I like purples. All right, who else we got in the chat here? We got Geonosis in the cut. How you doing? Aaron O'Malley. I think it's O'Malley. I apologize, Aaron. 2 Minute Tech. How you doing, buddy? I'm glad you're here. Thanks for showing up. Doing the live stream thing. Glad you guys all are here. All right, people. So what are we here to talk about tonight? We're here to talk about these guys right here, the TCL 20S and the TCL 20 SE. 20S and 20 SE. 20S and 20 SE. This one right here, the S, I do not believe it came to the United States, but if you're Canadian, you have access to it. And also, I don't think Canadians got access to the SE, so this one's an American for sure. This one is questionable, definitely on the Canadian side. And of course, there's the 20 Pro. We've already talked a lot about this one. I've done a full review on this one as well. I'll give you guys a kind of a look here again. There's the 20 Pro 5G. There's your complete lineup there. These two right here, the S and the SE, have flat screens. This guy has a curved edges. This is your more premium one, but even at $500 American, very affordable. You might even be able to get it for free on with a carrier. Make sure you check with your carrier, see what kind of deals you can get. There are links down in the description if you want to buy through Amazon and no extra cost to you. Just a little kickback for me, a little commission. I appreciate that if you guys would use those links. All right. So, I officially unboxed these two phones, the S and the SE here, 20 series from TCL. We officially unboxed them on Sunday. So it's been about 72 hours because it was a Sunday afternoon stream. And I gotta tell you, just like with the 20 Pro 5G, they've been a lot of fun. Definitely these devices right here, because when you're looking at the full spectrum, the 20 Pro 5G is on the high end. This guy right here, the S, is in the mid-range, and then you got on the lower end here. Okay, all very budget conscious. Now, I think one thing I need to point this out. I've always talked about this as well. You have to realize where TCL's demographic, the audience, the community they're trying to go for. So if you immediately take these devices and try to compare them to some of the higher end devices out there, it's like comparing apples to oranges or apples to like tomatoes or something like that. Okay. TCL definitely wants to be in that mid-range and serve that mid-range market, that more budget-conscious consumer. Okay, so definitely be aware of that. That's just what they're trying to go for. All right. If I'm correct, if I'm trying to remember, I'm pricing properly on Amazon right now. The 20S is $250. This guy comes in at $189. Okay, So I do have some pictures here, some camera samples, whatnot. Now this is not a complete review. This is just like things that just jumped out at me in the last 72 hours of using these devices. Okay, so I guess the first way to kind of start this is, we'll kind of just take a bit of a tour here. BG Textile says, I like the IR blaster and headphone jacks. Yeah, they all have headphone jacks. Only the 20 Pro 5G has the IR blaster. Yeah, I'm just confirming here. There's no IR blaster on either one of these, but you do get headphone jack, as you guys can see here, headphone jack on both of them. I'm happy to say that the camera module on both of these is relatively flat. It's completely flat and completely flush on the 20 Pro 5G. On these, there's just a little bit of a lip, but it's not even enough to make it like rock. If you were to put it on its back here like this, like it's completely flat, like it's not going to move, right? Okay. Some key differences here. On the S, you are going to get a fingerprint sensor on the power key right here. So I don't know if you guys can see this. See where my thumb is? I'm just going to rest my thumb on there. It's going to wake it up. I didn't even press the button. So we'll go ahead and put it back to sleep. Just take a look here. I'm just going to touch. Boom. Okay. It's instant. It's a capacitive, it's traditional style fingerprint sensor there. So just going to go ahead and touch that, and just boom, like that. Okay. And on the 20 SE, of course, it's on the back here, so you guys will just have to trust me when I say I touched it and it turns on. Again, both very quick. Both very, very quick. Okay. One thing that stuck out to me right away, and I can't even put it into frame here properly with you guys. Let me see if I can do it here. Look how much taller. The SE here is a tall phone, a very, very tall phone. Specifically, it's 172 millimeters tall, or 6.78 inches. Okay, makes a very tall screen. In fact, like, I've got big hands, and I'll just show you guys here. Like, I even found this to be really big. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because this is going to probably give you your maximum value. I know one of the questions, basically the question in tonight's title was, is it maximum value? Spoiler alert, yeah, there's a lot of value here, but be aware of a lot of cuts and things that may not be in these devices that you may come to expect normally. Okay, but again, you need to understand what they're going for, and if you need those extra features, then you maybe want to look at the 20 Pro. But of course, we'll go through those things. But yeah, a very tall device. Let me see if I can show you guys here on this camera. I'm not even sure this is going to show properly. It's very bad. Obviously, the other, like, you can see how much taller this is right here. And of course, I showed you guys there on the camera. So if we go back here, see if I can line this up here. So it just barely clears my frame of the show here. So there's the 20S. And you can see, like, this one just like goes up into the frame here. So there you go. We got Preston Morton. How you doing? Coming through there. We got the Ish9. How you doing? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here, guys. All right. So yeah, first impressions basically, or is like, this is a very tall device. But of course, I gave it a go and whatnot. Now, one thing, if you've ever owned an Android device, if you've ever gone from Android device to Android device, there's that initial phase in the first 24 hours where you're loading up apps. Maybe you're copying apps over, you're copying messages and everything like that. I'm happy to say that the setup process with these devices was basically the same that you're used to if you're used to Android devices. But of course, there was a little bit of stutter, a little bit of slowdown. I noticed that the 20 SE was a little bit slower, and it is because it does have, I believe, 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, it's 4 gigabytes, whereas the other ones are 6 gigabytes. So, when you're initially setting up on this one right here on the SE, if you're definitely price conscious, just be aware of that. Other than that, I'm going to say both devices have been very responsive. I would go as far as saying that the S is definitely snappy. SE, I mean, it's fast, right? But the SE is definitely this is a very much stripped down, very basics device, but they focused on the right things with both of these. Both these devices have a 5,000, that's 5,000 milliamp batteries in them. Both of these do. So you are definitely getting all day. I was getting day and a half basically in the last 72 hours or so on average. And I'm a very heavy user. I got multiple accounts, multiple emails, all that kind of stuff. I got all the socials on there and whatnot. So 5,000 milliamps, that's awesome. As for the screens, thanks to the Next Vision software that they put in there, that's their proprietary software that they put in there, that kind of just like upgrades, makes everything look, brighter and whatnot. I'm happy to say that, nice bright screens, not the brightest, but bright enough. I did take them out into some sunlight. I didn't have any issues there. Now you're gonna see on here on the S, you got a hole punch, and then you got like a teardrop basically thing here on the SE. Yeah, you do have a bit of a chin, but again, that's how these devices are built. Okay. Nice, easy layouts and everything. Of course, you have access to Google now, that kind of stuff. Responsive. There is a side panel thing that you can slide up from the edges. You can customize a lot of things on here. The TCL software on here is not intrusive in my opinion. You do have there's an IR blaster, for example, on 20 Pro. There's a bunch of other features on here, movie player and things like that. Netflix looks great. I did some Disney Plus on these as well. Look really good. Okay. Let's go ahead and lock those up. Hey, bezel gang. Yeah, dude. I got no problem with bezels as long as we have a flat screen, right? That's my opinion. I'm okay with curved edges. Like the 20 Pro has curved edges. I personally prefer flat, but I'll work with it if I have to. I'm okay, but if I had a preference, flat. These are both flat screens. Okay, these are both flat. Hefe, did you see the new angle? This is we'll call this the Jomo cam, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. Jomo cam. I need that Pro. Yeah, the 20 Pro is very nice. I've had a lot of fun with it. So let's take a look at some pictures. Just some first snaps. I have taken a lot of photos, but I'm only showing you guys a selection tonight before we get into the full review. Yes, very nice. I think you know that he sent that out. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Put them in the chat. Chat is open on Facebook. We're on Twitter, and we're on YouTube tonight, obviously. I forgot to mix my drink, and I really want to drink this this new this new candy flavor here from Gamer Supps. It's amazing. 0 cal, 0 sugar. So good. It's like drinking cotton candy. All right, there we go. We're mixed up. Switch you guys over to the wide angle here, so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Oh, I forgot. This is a bigger cup, so I need to use a little bit more. There we go. 3 little scoops, just little itty scoops, and it dissolves, people. Those of you that drink this kind of stuff, it dissolves. All right, let's load up the photos here. So, boom, and let's go ahead and we'll share our screen here. So these are completely unprocessed. Like I don't edit my photos. I just take them straight out of the camera to show you guys. Okay, so I'm happy to say as soon as I turned on the devices, I was prompted like right away after I initially loaded them up and everything. I was prompted right away to basically update them and whatnot. So updates came through right away for the TCL SE and the S there. So they did get they are getting regular updates. I still need to check with my contact to find out how many years of updates we're getting. I know we're getting at least 2, and I think there's 3 years of security, but don't quote me on that. Uh-oh, Aaron O'Malley is bumping that Facebook count. Thanks, buddy. Flat edges are the best. There you go. Absolutely. One more time for flat edges.
Oh, yeah.
You know it. All right, buddy. Let's go through these photos here. All right, so now there's a stamp down here in the corner that shows that says TCL 20 SE or 20S display greatness, you can turn off this branding right here. It defaults with it off. I, however, purposely turned it on so I can better organize the photos. Okay, so anytime a device has this, I will turn it on just for easier organization and whatnot. Okay, so there you go. 20 SE. It was overcast. The storm was rolling in. I think that was on Sunday morning, or Sunday. Sorry, that was that was Sunday morning. Shortly after I did the Sunday afternoon. Shortly after I did the stream and everything like that. And you know, check out my dead grass. I don't know why that patch of grass is dead. What is up with that patch of grass? I don't understand. Random patches of grass there and every, like, we water all the time. You know, we don't have a dog. We don't have a. We have a cat that stays inside. Anyway, yeah. We're not here to talk about grass. Moving on. So there's the SE. Here's a wider one using the SE. Again, I just turned the phone basically. Try using that macro camera. You definitely want to use stabilization when you're using the macro camera. Both phones have a 2 megapixel macro camera. And say what you will about it, but you know, if you're using it properly, you can kind of get some cool shots. And I thought the detailing and the spider webs was kind of cool. And it also reminded me that I need to wash down my deck. I need to wash down my deck. Nobody likes a dirty deck. Got to make sure your deck, because, you know, if your deck gets dirty, nobody wants to sit on your deck, right? Right? And I have all sorts of people that come over and sit on my deck. So, deck, D-E-C-K, perverts. All right. You might have grubs on the grass. I don't know, man. It's random patches around the city. I don't know what's going on here. All right, moving on. Again, another update there, another update. All right, so selfie using the SE. This is the portrait mode. I thought it did a good job with my clear frames right here. Sometimes that gets cut off. You can see a little bit of edge issue right here on the right side. Sorry, on my left or your right side here. But you know, it's getting all my hairs here, obviously. A little cut off on my hair up here. But overall, I was really impressed. I mean, that's the SE. That's the lower end device right here, the SE. That's the portrait mode. And again, this is just natural lighting coming into the house. You can see the light up here is not even turned on. Just natural light, daylight. Deck all that. You know what, buddy? So that's the portrait right there. Now this is the portrait on the S. Okay, so this is the mid-range right here. Sorry, this is not the portrait. So there's just a regular selfie on the S. Just a regular selfie. Okay. I did some testing with some video, and like I told you guys, I was watching Netflix, Disney Plus, you know, Google Movies and whatnot, and it was an enjoyable experience. Let me tell you this right now, though. These devices only have a bottom-firing speaker. There are no stereo speakers on here. Just a single bottom-firing speaker. Take care, Aaron. Appreciate being here. So there's only a bottom-firing speaker. Okay, you're not going to get a stereo here. Okay, but I thought the picture looked great. I was watching a little bit of Spider-Verse. I just love Spider-Verse. I thought it looked great. Game over. There you go. Again, these pictures right here are on this is the SE, so this is the lower end model here again. And I thought they looked great. I thought they looked really good. Here's the S, the 20S again. Like I said, you just have the one firing speaker on the bottom here. So if stereo speakers is kind of your thing, or if it throws you off, you know, I would suggest you put on some Bluetooth headphones, or you know, plug in with the 3.5mm headphone jack. Okay. Going back to the backyard, 20S. You know, very natural. I don't think there's anything really. I mean, you got the cloud detail despite it being overcast, so the sun is trying to peek through here. So normally you would see this really kind of blowing out kind of thing, and I thought it did a good job with getting the cloud detail here, obviously the edging along the fence and everything like that. Thought it looked really good. Again, on the S, I just turned the phone, so this one was just straight up and down. And then when I turned it here, so this isn't like a different angle or anything like that. And these devices do have ultra wide lenses on there, along with the regular wide. Now, This is the 20S. Again, I told you guys that if you're using the macro setting, you definitely want to use some sort of stabilization. This is, again, me just leaning against. And interesting enough, the spiderweb one I showed you guys before was from the lower model, this SE. This is on the S, and you would think that this picture would be a little better, but I think it's because of stabilization. So I will be testing this further using a tripod. I will definitely let you guys know, how that turns out during the final reviews. There's my leg. I don't know why I took this picture. I hope there's nothing else embarrassing in here. Just a black and white I took with the SE. It was hot. You guys can see my cat up here. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I was trying to use the night mode. So there is a dedicated night mode on both devices. And I'm not gonna lie here, folks. Both these devices struggle a little bit on the night mode. You have to stay really still. It takes a while for the pictures to process. So if you're that kind of person that takes a lot of dim lighting photos, or that's important to you, definitely something to think about. Okay, they're not bad, but compared to what other devices are doing out there, they're, it's definitely something that can be improved on. Coming from the 10 models last year, there's a definite improvement. Okay, this right here, I don't know how this happened, because I took this one here. This is on the 20S, and then I took the same photo again using the night mode, and I'm pretty sure because I moved that this happened. Okay, so I took the photo again. You can see our messy desk, messy coffee table and everything. I can't remember what we were watching. Oh, you know what I was watching? I was watching Independence Day. Independence Day, the first one. Don't watch the sequel. Independence Day, the sequel is just, don't watch that. It's called Resurgence. Terrible. But anyway, you can see, if you have the, some stabilization, you're going to get a better photo. Again, this is the night mode. All we have is the TV going, some lighting behind it. There's no lighting behind us or over in the kitchen or anything. This is the night mode. I'm going to definitely be taking more night photos using stabilization, because you guys know that if you, if you introduce stabilization with your night modes, you're going to have a better experience. All right, so I took some pictures of my son here before the show tonight. So this is the 20SE, okay? And then this is the 20SE Portrait. So this is regular, 20SE, and then 20SE Portrait. And again, I thought the Portrait worked really well. Like, you guys saw the Portrait mode with the selfie. This is with the rear shooters. And I thought I did a really good job, like blurring this back here, but bringing the couch in properly. I thought this was really well done. So you take a look at the regular. Again, this is the SE. This is the lower end model. And then you look at the Portrait there on the SE. Really well done. Here's the 20S, just a regular shot, 20S. You can kind of see some of the blowout here from the lighting from outside the deck and everything like that. It's a it's an east facing. So I think the sun was basically over here. So yeah, blew it out there. And then of course we go to the portrait mode, just like the SE. I thought it did a terrific job separating out here and then bringing the couch in with my son and whatnot. Okay. The couch is super comfy, Jonas. You have no idea how many times I have fallen asleep on there. You add on that ottoman. I think you guys have seen the pictures of Loki on the ottoman. It is amazing. It is amazing. It's definitely. I just realized the other day that couch is like 12 years old. We got it just after we got married. So it's coming up. It's coming up to, might be getting rid of it soon. But there you guys go. There's just some first shots, whatever. I would say overall, really good. If I was going to give it a rating out of 5 for the camera so far, definitely a solid 3. I don't want to say 3.5. I'll say 4 for the most part. Lighting definitely is needed for these dark modes. A stable hand, tripod, just to make sure you're getting, your shots and everything. But, normal daylight, I think anybody would be happy with the photos that we have here. Yeah, I really like this macro one. I really need to we need to scrub our deck this weekend. So much rain lately just keeps on making it dirty and dirty. But yeah, I mean, really good. Really, really good. I mean, this is just like my backyard. So if anybody has any grass tips, please let me know. I think we're gonna throw down some fertilizer or something like that. All right, folks. So, so how do I feel about these devices after 72 hours? I'm confident in them. I would use any of them. I'm really liking the 20S, specifically because I like the fingerprint sensor on the power button there. It's really nice how you can just push that and it wakes it up and away you go. I'm having a really good time with that. The only thing is, like, if I were to grab this phone with my other hand, like this, the sensor like immediately tries to read like this finger. So you gotta be careful with your hand placement. Just something to be aware of. The 20 Pro 5G has an in-display fingerprint sensor, so something definitely to be aware of. Okay, definitely be aware of that. Nathan says, off topic. Beard looking awesome. For my grass, my first instinct is extra water. Yeah, dude, like we've had so much water lately. There's just been, I noticed around the neighborhood, like there are random neighbor, like there's people in my neighborhood, like retirees, that's all they do is they take care of their lawn, and even they have these patches of dead grass. And I read somewhere that it might be because of the intense heat we've been having, because we were under that heat dome for a while. It's possible, I don't know. But we'll water it. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's really weird. It's like, okay, I cut this every week and I water it every week. Why is that patch dead? It's really weird. So, but yeah, as for the beard, people, I will be coloring it. I did buy the color stuff. I wanted to do it during a stream, but the stuff that you spray on it can be messy, and I don't want it to get everywhere and possibly, get into my electronics or anything like that. So I'm going to do it, behind the scenes off a stream. I'll make sure my kids take some video and pictures and everything like that. But it's like a spray on, like a temporary thing. I think my beard is white enough that we can get a good pink going on here. I mean, I definitely want to try to match. Like, basically, I'm going to match this right here. So that should be fun. That should be fun. But there you guys go. That's really kind of it. Really, I've been testing the camera. I've been testing out all the features. I'm not finding the software, intrusive in any way. I'm not finding any slowdowns. Only initially when I was setting up the SE, because 4 gigabytes of RAM. I had so many apps and whatnot to basically transfer over. Just unfortunately, sometimes the way it goes. But I mean, it's not like it wasn't like I wouldn't call it a deal breaker. It's just something, it's a 4 gigabyte phone, a RAM phone. It's just to be aware of. Again, those kind of cuts have to be made. Both devices, I believe, I'm going to double check here. Now, they both come with power supplies, so the plug-in, and they both come with the cord. So you're going to get the cable and everything like that. As for, I'm just taking a look here. Yeah, both devices have fast charging, no wireless charging. Okay, so obviously that kind of cut has to happen. There's no IR blaster like the 20 Pro. And again, these are different things I will definitely point out. The SE over here, 1080p 30, so you're going to get, maximum 1080p 30 for recording. Over here on the S, the mid-range, you get the 4K 30. Okay, so definitely very stripped down and whatnot, but that's the price point they want to go for. For $189, this is a $189 device for sure. It's not too expensive. It hits the right point, and if this is definitely the kind of device right here, the SE, for the person that's very budget conscious. Maybe they're not doing social media, they just want to be able to text and email and just very basic stuff. They don't need anything fancy. Like, the phone is like the last thing on their mind. SE is definitely where it's at here. Hey, we got Technically T here. How you doing, buddy? Snowman Ken, how you doing? Yeah, remember Cyberco. I know. I keep on getting reminded about the beard. It's going to happen, folks. Don't worry. Charger in the box. Yeah, all 3 devices for the entire lineup here, they all come with the charger. They all come with the charger. Okay? Yeah, Technically T. Killing it there with the content lately. Loving stuff from T. Always a good conversation. Keeping it 110%. I'm going through the rest of the specs here, folks. I guess we'll go over a couple other things here as well. On the 20S here, 64 megapixel main shooter. We got a 16 megapixel main shooter on the SE. Again, this is the lower end here. And then, of course, we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide, then 2 megapixel depth, 2 megapixel macro. Over here, it's a 5 megapixel ultra wide, then 2 megapixel and 2 megapixel for the depth and the macro. I definitely want to try out that macro. But both devices come with 128 gigabytes or 256, depending on what you choose there. And again, links are down below for Amazon if you do want to check them out. Here's another look at the colors so you guys get a really good idea. So this is what they call Nuit Black. I will just call it black because I can't pronounce the French right. Very shimmery. It's a glossy back. Okay. Again, very tall device. Very tall device. Fingerprint sensor on the back. Okay. To unlock. Oh, there she is right there. Boom. All right. And they call this one here from the S20S. They call this Milky Way Black. And I would almost... It's more of a gray, but it shimmers black. You guys can see that. Okay, just up here. You guys get a look there? How about a look from over here? You guys can see that? And I'll give you guys another look of the SE here. Boom. Okay. The studio is so dark. But you guys get the idea. Hopefully. Hey, how does the microphone look? I love this microphone. It's so sexy. Plosives. Please bring pizza pronto. Ooh. Gotta watch it on that. I gotta talk across it so it doesn't happen. Podcastage would kill me. I tagged him in my last stream so he could come across that part. If you're on headphones and I destroyed your ears, sorry. It was not the intent. All right, folks. So that's just a quick stream. It's 72-hour impressions. I hope you guys... if you have any more questions or anything about these devices, I'm going to be using on and off for the next little while here until we do the full review. And, if you have any questions, whatever, just, fire me a DM or tag me on Twitter or Instagram. You can fire me an email if it works best for you. Just, whatever you want me to test out. But I do intend on going out to the mountains to do some more landscape type photos and whatnot. I will be doing some macro photography with... stabilization, night photography for sure, obviously with stabilization. What other tests for the camera? Definitely want to test out the selfies, whatnot. I'm going to be giving both devices to my kids to see how they like them, to see how they work with them, to see how friendly they are. I will be giving one or two, well, probably giving both these devices to my wife to try out so she can give me some feedback from like an everyday consumer kind of thing. And basically, that's kind of the brunt of the testing when it comes to the camera and things like that. Maybe a charging test. I haven't done a charging test for a long time. It's been a while since I did a charging test. Maybe like a recharge, like charging test. It's been a while since I've done one of those. I might actually conduct an additional test with like opening apps and everything like that, but I find that it's really kind of weird. Like if you're just clicking apps and open them, and does that really prove much? I don't know. So maybe something like that. We'll maybe do some speed tests and everything like that. We'll see. We'll see what we can kind of pull out here. But this is the part of the show here, folks. If you guys have any questions, if anybody has any comments or anything, throw them in the chat there. Let's get them out of the way here. I will definitely be adding on timestamps. So if you're watching the replay here, by now, hopefully you've been using the timestamps and you can find your way around. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram tonight. Facebook, not Instagram. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Oh my goodness. I only had one cup of coffee today. That's what happens. All right, folks. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up. You guys don't have any more questions or anything like that, so we're going to let you guys go. Make sure you guys are following me on the socials. You guys know where to find me, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Links are down below. Links for these devices are down in the description as well with Amazon there. And Amazon Associate would appreciate...
Oh, yeah.
Hello there.
The support there if you guys decide to pick up one of these devices. Otherwise, I will catch you guys on the Twitters. And the next stream will be on Thursday, 10:15 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so again, we're doing streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. So if you're on the West Coast, that's 7:15 p.m. That's 8:15 p.m. for me. 9:15 p.m. on the Central people. East Coast, 10:15. Okay, so set your reminders and all that kind of stuff. I usually put up the streams and the information in the morning or kind of afternoon. I try to do as advanced as possible. And where we go. You guys all have a good night. I hope you guys dig this new angle. I really like this new angle. Again, we got the iPad, we got the A7 II over here. Camera 1 and camera 2 right there. All right, folks. I'll let you guys all go. You guys all have a good night. Take care. Cheers.